What's up everybody? Today I will be showing you my 1-year keyboard and mouse progression on Fortnite. And along with that, I will be giving you tips on how you can improve fast and efficiently. Stick around to the end and enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Also, comment down below what you play on and how long you've been playing. My keyboard and mouse journey started in November of 2023, and I spent most of this time just figuring out my new keybinds. When first starting on your keyboard and mouse journey, finding comfortable keybinds should be your main priority. I found my keybinds by unbinding every action except for the movement, which is still AWSD and space for jump. And then I sat my hand on my keyboard naturally and bounded every other action to where my fingers comfortably moved. This did lead me to having some pretty unorthodox keybinds, but that's just what works for me. Along with finding my keybinds, I also played some piece control, which you saw in one of the first few clips of this video, as well as pubs, which you can see on screen now. The first in-game clip that I have while being on keyboard and mouse. And as you can see, I have 15 kills and a 1v1 for the win. Granted, a lot of my kills being bots up until this point, this last team was definitely real, and I 1v3'd them. Check out this intense fight for the win, and let me know, was this a good clip for my first month on keyboard and mouse? From the end of November into December, I was focusing more on fighting. This includes playing tons of 1v1 build fights and box fight free-for-alls. Unfortunately, I am now missing some of the footage from my first few months, but I do have the more detailed progression videos on my channel from these times. I'll leave the links in the top right for each month. On January 30th, which is the end of my third month, I was able to get my first ranked win with a decent amount of kills. I'm pretty sure I was an elite at the time, and this end game felt stacked, so winning this game definitely had me feeling good. When you're around your 3-month mark of playing keyboard and mouse, rank and VOD review are going to be very helpful for you. Getting in-game fighting experience is going to be the best way to improve and improve quickly at this game, and VOD review will only help to accelerate that process. The more practice you get in real games, the faster your game sense will improve. And game sense is just your ability to make the right decision, whether it be in a fight, or in a rotation, or for positioning. And in addition to this, VOD review will help you to find mistakes that you've made during games and tell you what you need to work on. Another tip for anybody in their early stages of playing Fortnite, whether it's on keyboard and mouse or controller, is to be aggressive. The biggest waste of time in this game is camping and being overly passive, and that's what ultimately holds a large portion of players from improving fast. And this is because instead of constantly fighting and pushing yourself to improve, people are too worried about losing, and the real loss in this game is not improving. Unfortunately, I've lost basically all of the good footage from February, but it is in another video on my channel once again in my 4-month progression. I'll leave it in the top right. With that being said, fast forwarding into March, I started playing the solo cash cups. On screen now is some of the footage from one of my earlier cash cups, and I don't know if you can tell or not by watching, but the nerves when it came time to play these tournaments were always up for me. It just always felt like so much added pressure because I was in a tournament. One tip to help kind of get rid of those nerves is to not play to qual. Play to get experience. Qualifying will come later on down the road when you're truly good enough, but in the early stages, that should not be your main focus. Here's one of my free builds from March that I felt like was pretty good. Free building is a good way to practice new moves, building, and editing. While free building, you should be trying to combo together as many different builds and edits as you can, all while doing it smoothly. One fun but challenging practice for free building would be to copy a pro's free builds. Around this time, I was spending a lot of time in Polarized Mechanics map and Raider 464's Mechanics map as well. And in order to put what I've practiced to the test, I played lots of speed realistics, over 1,000 actually, and I made a video about it as well, so feel free to go check that out. And it's definitely safe to say that while playing speed realistics, I made a lot of improvements. I highly recommend playing them. On June 10th, during a solo cash cup, I got my first glimpse of what I look like under real pressure. And I must say, for me to already be nervous and caught off guard, I feel like I handled myself pretty well, even though at the end I did still lose this fight. It was just good to know that I could still build and edit pretty consistently, all while being under immense pressure. Bringing us to June of 2024, which is around the 8-month mark for me, I started seeing a lot of improvement. It was around this point where I started to feel like everything was just hitting that next level, and I got a huge boost in confidence. I started seeing improvements in my game sense, improvements in building, editing, and overall fighting. And it was at this time where I felt like I got my first valid in-game building clip. Comment if you think this was valid. And this came in a solo cash cup, so I felt like it was a pretty good kill. And taking a big leap ahead into September, which was my 10th month, I played somebody with earnings for the first time, and here's how it went. As you can see, I clearly didn't win, but I did manage to get a couple of decent kills. But at the end of the day, I did still lose, and it wasn't even close. I did end up adding them, so if you guys want to see a rematch, leave it in the comments and see how we do now. Still in September, but definitely towards the end, I had my best week to week and a half on this game that I've had ever. This fight got me into Unreal for the first time. I also started playing scrims, and I got my first ever qual, all in 1 week. On screen now is the ending to the first scrim that I ever played. And I definitely made some mistakes, and I definitely got did bad. But VOD review is the key to becoming better at scrims. Also, while playing scrims, you want to have a goal in mind. And my goal was to get as good as I can at rotating and positioning. That meant finding a good position on dead side and getting good timing on rotates. And the main reason that I had to focus on positioning and rotating is because I was on console, and everybody knows on console and stacked end games, your frames drop so much that it's so hard to fight. But with plenty of practice and plenty of VOD review, I was able to see great improvements when it came to my positioning and rotating, which ultimately helped me a lot when it came to tournament. This solo cash cup definitely should have been, and I believe would have been, my first time qualing had I not made one mistake and had my setup not made an even bigger mistake. Here, as you can see, I had 2 kills and I was top 10 with great positioning, but I threw it all away going for this kill right here. And in this game, my mouse disconnected at literally the worst time. Once again, I'm top 10, great positioning, good on mats, and I'm going for height. Mouse disconnected. Lost control, trying to reconnect it, fell down, basically right into somebody's box and died. That's 2 games right there that could have easily been top 5s and maybe even a win. And just 1 week later, I actually got my first official qual. Now I did lose some of the footage from this because I refreshed my app trying to check to see if I actually made it. And unfortunately on PlayStation, when you do that, you lose the clip. So I'm including what I already had. Here was the first fight that I got into while playing in the finals. This fight definitely was drawn out, but I got it done. And this was going to be how my first solo Cash Cup final ended. And this was because I only played 1 game just to see what the finals was actually like. And finally back in November, but in 2024. This was the first clip that I got of the OG season, and it was a duo wipe. And that basically does it for the progression. Here are just some extra highlights that I got towards the later months. And I thought they were pretty good, but they just weren't in the main part of this video. So enjoy these, and thanks for watching.